Salutations my Fallout lovers, it is Matty here today bringing you my second video today and a Fallout 4 news update. Now before anything, be sure to check out the link in the description of my previous video. That is my review for Sunset Overdrive. Sony Vegas crashed on me a few times. I couldn't get a good edit into that video. I had a full review edited out twice for that game, and both times it crashed and I lost all my progress. So naturally that upset me, but there's a review for you guys. Be sure to check it out. So, very important Fallout 4 news update here, and it's going to be a demoralizing one for some, but for me, in a way, it's an enlightening one. So, a fan recently took to Twitter and asked Pete Hines if we are still going to be waiting a long time, as Bethesda, or Pete Hines said that we would not be talking about Bethesda Game Studios' next game for a long time back in June. So here's how it went. He thanked everyone for coming to the PAX keynote and all that stuff. He said, "Hi Pete, we still have to wait a long time for BGS's next game. Please answer," with a smiley face. He says, "You shouldn't expect info anytime soon." Okay, I'll get into that in a second. He said, "Okay, thank you very much," smiley face. "Just the last question. We can't define what anytime soon means, right? For example, a year, etc." Good ass question. Good shit. P.I. responds, "I won't define it. And by not expecting you to get false hopes up like many fans seem to do." Okay, I want to cover this first while I'm a little ticked off by this response. You hate when people ask you about this game. If you gave a time definition right there, said, I'd say half a year, I'd say 3 months, I'd say sometime in 2015, just a fucking range, number one, the internet would explode. Sure, that's fine, build up a lot of hype. But you're not saying what the game is, you're just saying that it exists and you're going to talk about it. You right there, Pete Hines, I had to say, I'm not trying to get upset, but I can't help it, had the opportunity to casually pull Bethesda out of the pit you have been in all of 2014 and at the end of 2013. That was a chance right there to just be like, sometime soon. Now you're saying you shouldn't expect info anytime soon. Now that's a step from you shouldn't expect Bethesda Game Studios to talk about their game for a long time. But like I said, right there, just a range. But there is one thing worth considering. When Skyrim was announced, a few months beforehand, someone asked Pete Hines on Twitter if they would be making a new game for Bethesda Game Studios, when it would be announced. Pete Hines said, "You're not going to hear anything for a long time." 3 months later, the game was announced at the VGAs. So, that's when it was called the VGAs, mind you. So, basically what we're saying here is that this could be total bullshit, what I just showed you guys. But at the same token, it could be totally real, and we may not be getting any info this year, which seems a bit plausible. I can't lie, all of 2014 has been a bit of a long stretch. It would have been kind of a generosity from Bethesda to a degree to announce this game. Though I feel like to a bit, Bethesda does owe us a little bit as fans, but I don't think any fans are really entitled to a game Bethesda makes them for us. But I feel like 2015, this is just kind of putting right there that they have no excuse. They don't. Anytime soon. Okay, fine. Then what about a year from now in fall of 2015? Are we going to know anything then? If it's at that point, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go fucking nuts. But to tell you the truth, guys, I wouldn't get too upset about this because of that whole Skyrim shenanigans there, where Pete Hines said 3 months before the actual announcement that they weren't going to talk about it for a very long time, and then it happens. Naturally, they, as you see here, for the millionth time, don't pre-announce announcements, as you said during E3, so we aren't going to know really much about this game. It's probably, if it ever happens, like an announcement's coming, we're going to find out from some type of leak. That's how it's going to happen, basically. I will always cover the official sources because that's what Pete Hines basically tells us to do, right? But right now, I'm seeing that if we ever find out that there's going to be an announcement or some type of gameplay or trailer or anything like that, it's going to be a leak. That's how it's going to come out. Bethesda's very tight-lipped, as is Pete Hines, and naturally if they don't pre-announce announcements, they don't give little teasers out like most companies do. That's how we're going to find out, basically. So that's why we really need to focus when we see these information things being put on Reddit and we overanalyze them and stuff. It's very important that we focus on those details to see what people really know. Anyways, be sure to leave your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Does this demoralize you? It shouldn't. But does it? Let me know in the comments. As always, be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. Other than that, my Fallout lovers, stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Come on, spin, spin. Peace.